All right, well, hello, church. This is Pastor Vogel, and this is Pastor Sweeney. We're here with your next Ask the Pastors session, and I have a question that came from Debbie, and Debbie writes, are there specific supplies that Sharing Grace is running low on that we might be able to look for on a grocery run? And also, are there things that sheltering members can do to support their fellow members? So Debbie kind of got two questions in there. So I supposed to do one. She got two questions in there. So which is good for us because Pastor Sweeney will take one and then I can take the other one. So the first question is really regarding some of our ongoing care efforts, specifically Sharing Grace, what's needed there. Pastor Sweeney, you want to provide an update?
Sure, I'd be happy to. I know many of you have wondered what you can do to help. And I'm glad for your servant's heart and that you want to do that. And specifically when it comes to Sharing Grace, we've just been really blessed by that ministry. You know, it's when you look back, it's great to see how the Lord put that on Allie Younger's heart to, make a suggestion for that needs pantry. And it was so great to see how you as a congregation responded to fill that pantry. And I believe that the Lord worked that timing out for a time such as this. So we have this pantry filled, and I want to assure you it's been meeting the needs of many seniors out there who are unable to get out and do some shopping. It's also met the needs of many people in our congregation, like those who, have been laid off from their jobs and things like that. So we're just so very thankful for all of you and for all your efforts and for your willingness to try to restock that pantry. One thing that's really interesting that just occurred since this pandemic began is we have a partnership now with Lutheran High School West. We received a call from Debbie Albrecht over at Lutheran West, and she wanted to see if there was some way that Lutheran West could help in connection with the Sharing Grace Pantry. And so Lutheran West families have been gathering some goods, and they're giving a section of that to us and to our pantry. So we're very thankful for them and the partnership that we have with them. And also they are directing people to our pantry as well. So we're very thankful for that partnership. Now, for those of you who have a heart for helping that pantry, first of all, I'd like to say at this time, there are really no specific items that we need. However, it may come to pass that we're going to need some items. So if you have a heart for that, I'd like to direct you to contact Allie Younger, and you can do that through her email. We're going to show you that email address, and feel free to contact her and ask if there's any specific items that we're in need of. And I'm sure she'd be more than willing to share that with you and give you an opportunity to serve in that way.
Thanks, Pastor Sweeney. And this is kind of piggybacking off what Debbie asked. The first question was about Sharing Grace, and Pastor Sweeney provided an update on that, and also how to maybe provide for items if we're low and find out what those might be through Allie. The second part of Debbie's question was also, are there things that sheltering members can do to support their fellow members? And I've had a number of people ask, what are people's needs? How can I help? And it's interesting because things just kind of pop up sometimes. And just this last week, we had something new, actually. One of our members, Donna Pearley, reached out, and she heard of another church that they're actually working to make face masks. And our government, our state government and the CDC, they're all recommending that we wear face masks in public. And if you haven't paid attention to the details, essentially face masks that we make in-house if you wear it, doesn't protect you from getting the coronavirus. But if you're carrying the coronavirus, but you're non-symptomatic, it'll prevent you from spreading it to others. So it's a good thing for all people to do, because you may have and you don't even know it. So that's one of the reasons they're recommending that. So like homegrown, in-house made face masks are a good thing to do. One of the things that we're doing right now is we are hard at work trying to figure out, how we're going to make the transition in our worship services. That's something we'll share next week. But in the meantime, this is something we can work on. And Donna's been gracious enough to take leadership on this. And this is just some details on what she asked that I would share. She's looking for members who can sew and have supplies to make a minimum of 10 masks a week over a 4-week period for a total of 40 masks. So if you can sew, if you have that skill set, I do not. So I'm not going to make any masks. And he laughs at me. Donna's going to lead the effort, and she's already received commitments for 240 face masks. So that's wonderful. And I know she's already been in contact with some people. She has 2 patterns that she can share with you and 2 YouTube videos on how to make them. So if you can sew, but you've never done this before, she can give you the resources needed to be able to make them. She said one pattern uses the 1/4 elastic and the other uses tie strings. So there's different forms of masks. The goal behind this is to make 500 masks by May 10th to be distributed at worship services. And as I said before, we don't know what everything's going to look like in May. It's too early for us to say anything about it, to be honest. What I can, both of us can reassure you with, though, is we're going to do everything we can to follow what our officials, state officials, the CDC recommend to keep one another safe and to be able to gather with joy and receive God's word. And this is another way that we can do that. So by making these masks, we hope that we can distribute these, and not everybody has people, has people who can sew in their friendship circles. So this would be free. It'd be a great gift. So if you have those skill sets, or you know somebody, maybe in our congregation even, please reach out to Donna. Her email address is on the screen here. Donna's asked if you feel free to reach out to her, and she'd be happy to kind of take it from there, give you direction, and get you plugged into this effort. So that's just one idea. A really good idea that just kind of came up. And what I would say is one more thing. If you have some thoughts, like if you've seen any needs in our community, I can't promise you that as a church we can do everything, contribute to everything. We have limited resources, but you're always welcome. Just like we said before with our Ask the Pastor segments, to make it easy, just send emails, any questions you have or even ideas. You're welcome to send those to my email address. That's also on the screen here, bvogel@bethanyparma.com. And so if you have any questions you want us to address in these sessions, we're happy to do that. And I can make sure I'll pass questions on to Pastor Sweeney. We'll put our heads together and respond in these videos. And also, like I said, if you have ideas like for care, that kind of stuff, this is an opportunity to engage with one another, brainstorm as well. Sometimes the says are ones that come the blue sometimes. It was a real blessing to hear from Donna this week. So so that's all I have. I think we answered both of those questions. And regarding worship, next week, unless we get another question that seems really pressing, that's probably one of the topics we'll have for next week. What are we looking at doing to prepare for maybe things swinging in the other direction with some of the restrictions lifting in Ohio. And Pastor Sweeney, do you have any last thoughts, any words,
No, just thank
you
for your guys' support as we continue to make this journey. It's been amazing to see how you all have responded to our devotions and to the online services. Thank you so much, and we miss you.
Yeah, and I'll say, when Pastor Sweeney and I even started this, we tried to Zoom this Ask the Pastor segment. We're kind of like, it's kind of fun, right? It's kind of different. This is a challenge. It's not all, it's been difficult at times, but at the same time, just as Pastor Sweeney shared, there's been a lot of blessings that we've seen from this. We've seen God, the church go to work. We love you guys, and we're so grateful for your support, for the mission that you're supporting of the church, sharing Jesus with others, and it's still happening. And we appreciate you engaging in on this as well, like asking questions and allowing us to interact with you, maybe a little bit of a different way. So our next Ask the Pastor segment will be next week, Wednesday. Tomorrow, I'll have another devotion out for you, and worship service on Sunday, 9:30 a.m. is our live stream. That's all we have. God's blessings, my friends. We'll see ya.